Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Of course, probably the biggest news this week is the Supreme Court decision in the US, which allows your archives department to hand over all the records to the January 6th Congressional Committee. So it is cause for excitement, even though there will be some records where they haven't even been kept. You know, there will be things that won't make it there, so that the full truth may not emerge. But I'm hopeful that enough of it will. One of the greatest, I guess, gifts of that decision was it means that anyone who's claiming executive privilege as a reason not to talk to that January the 6th committee can't do so along certain lines. So I'm hoping to see justice, real justice, come for people like Steve Bannon. And of course, the latest information is Ivanka Trump has been asked to appear before the committee. We'll see if she will. I'm not sure she will unless she's subpoenaed, but who knows. All right, let's get started to see what sort of a difference this Supreme Court decision will make. Get an idea of what's in those records. Before we do that, though, I've got my Mystical Shaman Oracle. I always say the decks before I read, so anyone who's looking for that needs to listen for the decks. The Mystical Shaman Oracle, and I'll be using my Golden Tarot as well. If you're hearing a dog sniff around, that's because my dog Costa is inside with me. Costa, sit, please. All right, so let's get started and see. Oh, the eagle. The eagle, which is your emblem, isn't it? The US's emblem. Being able to see the big picture, and indeed being allowed to see the big picture. So because we're reading on this, I think that those documents will assist in being able to see the big picture, exactly what were those pieces of the puzzle. So from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, how will this help? How will this help? So we have wind, and of course, to me, wind always 639, 369. You know, they're the Tesla universal numbers. I see them often. They're in my birth date as well. The winds of change. They represent to me things blowing, moving, things being uncovered, and experiencing change. We have here the giveaway. So it's in some way they're likely to be a gift. And, you know, we shouldn't assume that, you know, people that break the law are always smart. There will be things in there. And particularly around Mark Meadows' records. He's been very forthcoming before he decided not to cooperate with handing over a lot of records. So his notes are going to be really interesting to see. And we've got the child. So to me, there is something around Trump's children here. Ivanka, maybe her calls, text messages from Meadows to Ivanka, Ivanka's response to those. There's something around one of his children. I'm also getting a big pull to Kimberly Guilfoyle. Do you remember when she stood there before the election and yelled like a banshee, "The best is yet to come"? Well, I think we're going to see the best is yet to come, and it won't be necessarily in her favour. So there are things around the communications around his children, him and his children. And that's going to make him mad because he can't stop it now. And we've got the owl, we've got wisdom here. Two birds, the eagle and the owl, pretty much sum it up. The getting of wisdom and, of course, being able to rise above to see the big picture, how everything fitted in. And of course then we have the taming of the wind. The wind could even represent the insurrection, and of course the taming of the wind, making sure that this doesn't happen again. Now what's on the bottom, of course, is the blade, which is the blade that cuts away to reveal the truth. So that they are, what's going to be handed over will make a difference. If we don't see the complete story through it, we're going to get a pretty good idea. More so, it's going to produce some evidence which will go toward future criminal referrals over this matter. The inaction, I'm getting a draw to. I used words as culpable and abandoning duty, dereliction of duty. They're the kinds of phrases, I don't know how they equate to charges, but they're the kinds of phrases I'm getting. I also heard conspiracy there as well. And that's the big one, isn't it? All right, so let's have a look. I'm just smiling because I absolutely know that he cannot do anything about this. It's like the end of the rope has been reached, and there's not a damn thing he can do. So let's have a look at what will these records that are to be handed over, that post-Supreme Court decision, what will these records reveal? What will these records reveal? What will these records reveal? So we've got the Ace of Cups here. Obviously, they're going to reveal something because the Ace of Cups is about the overflowing emotion and also new starts. So as a signifier card, what it's telling me is that this does lead to putting that era, making sure that he never reappears as the president again. Okay, it's going to show the bonds, the relationships. The Knight of Cups is around the cult nature of things. It is going to show an offer in some way. Now, whether that is a communication, those visitors logs, something around an offer of help, an offer of commitment, an offer of allegiance. They are, quite powerful signifier cards. The Ace of Cups, and what is the Knight holding but the cup? The quest of the Knight. The quest of the Knight. There could be a link between, they could show a link between he and those that went into battle for him, and that's really what we're going to be hoping for. The foundation of the reading is the Sun card. Now the Sun card, to me, when I see it in these are all yes cards, so very much the revelation, they will reveal. So I can say that categorically, that they will reveal. The Sun, to me, talks about full illumination. The past is the Page of Coins. Now, the Page of Coins could be around that money trail, but it's in the past, the Page of Coins. We've already learnt something, or they have already learnt something about the monetary trail here. There's already been some monetary information that has a bearing on this question. The Star card, these are very hopeful cards in the sky, which is crowning the reading, for you not to lose hope. And I know that a lot of people have. Will there be justice? And, sometimes I get shocked because I'm the messenger, and I've always said, be hopeful. And I still bear that out. If you look at what that January the 6th committee has accomplished and where it is now, that the brakes have been taken away in terms of they can get what they need, they can make sure those people who have relied on executive privilege to skirt round the appearance, they can make sure that they do cooperate. All of these things are massively, I keep saying it took 2 years to get President Nixon out of the Oval Office. 2 years. And so we shouldn't have expected that he'd be frog marched to jail, the next week or the next day. There's a process, but that January 6th committee is really doing the right job here. And we should be hopeful about that. Now, the Page of Swords, this is the treason, the spy in the camp, the treasonous nature. Chris Miller, the former lackey type Department of Defence head that was installed there after Esper resigned or was pushed out for obvious reasons. There's a whole lot about sedition here, a whole lot about treason. I'll just say treason. What will they reveal? They will reveal or help or bolster the case against treason. The Emperor is in the foundation, so he was in control. He was the head. He could have done something about it, but he didn't. The Four of Wands. It's like, this is my card for the Democrats, but it's like a family reunion. It's like a celebration. Yes, they will reveal that he was quite, I won't say happy, but happy about the storming of the Capitol. But he certainly, and there's a pigeon, like you can see that pigeon on the windowsill. Well, it's not a pigeon, it's some kind of bird. It could be communications between he and during the siege. There could be communications coming from a group or a person, or they could even already have that. And I go to Roger Stone too, who was, I think, of course, the Proud Boys were his bodyguards. Let's keep going. The hopes and the fears. The hope is it will uncover the abuse of power. The fear is that it will as well. These are just, you know what all of this is? When I look at these cards as a whole, I just see people with swords. I see knights. I see knowledge of what was going to happen. Okay, so we've got miracles, breakthroughs, wish fulfillment. These cards are for you. The Five of Cups, here he is. You're going to see exactly what occurred, I feel, once that January 6th committee is finished. You're going to see, you're going to read, you're going to hear how he just couldn't accept the loss. And in a way, this is sort of like a wish fulfillment here, and not to lose hope, because that's what we're going to see. And we've got the King of Wands. This is the courts, but it's also the committee as well. Stepping forward, not allowing this to occur. And of course, I give you 3 guesses as to what's at the base of the pack in reading about this, but you'd probably guess. So the Tower is my card for the January 6th insurrection. The Eight of Swords restricting. I go to the DOD, the Department of Defence, holding back and restricting help. This is going to go to that question. So then I get to, dereliction of duty type, negligence type, culpability type things here, and conspiracy to stop the certification. So these are quite heavy charges, or quite heavy criminal referrals that the January 6th committee is pursuing. I know you're asking, will they charge with seditious conspiracy? I'm not getting a big draw on that yet, and you know who I mean. The ex-president was seditious conspiracy. I'm not getting that big draw, but I have said that the founder and leader of the Oath Keepers, who has been charged with seditious conspiracy, will get to a point where he will talk. Okay, that's what my reading. It was quite clear when the Ace of Swords came in the outcome position. It was quite clear he would, though he will hold off for a little while. Possibly when the penny drops that he's going to spend a long time in prison, and the ex-president may not be charged with this. You know, so we might see that seditious conspiracy to commit sedition a little bit later. But we certainly will see the conspiracy or contempt to hold up, a conspiracy which is a contempt to hold up an official proceedings. We may see some kind of culpability, dereliction of duty type stuff. And interestingly enough, the 14th Amendment is being spoken about more and more and more. All right, so let's see if the DOJ, if Merrick Garland at the DOJ is now able to move, because this was the first thought that came to me. Is Merrick Garland now able to move because the executive privilege question has been settled? This is what I felt intuitively was holding him back from being more public about where those investigations were going. Is Merrick Garland now able to be to bring forward some kind of indictments for not speaking to when a witness is bucking the system, if they're trying to delay? Does this help Merrick Garland's case? Does the Supreme Court decision help Merrick Garland's case? Supreme Court decision help Merrick Garland's case. The Eight of Swords shows that there were restrictions being placed on him. And we've got the Empress. Perhaps because he's even got an abundance of evidence with the Empress card there, but he was restricted in some way, or felt he was restricted in some way. Now, Two of Cups, contracts, commitments, those that signed on for this, is at the foundation of the reading. He could start to act on the... if you think about an onion, he's peeling away the outer layers. You could get some charges for those in the closest in Trump's inner circle, working his way to the centre. Okay, the Nine of Wands. He's had to be really careful. There were boundaries in the past that he couldn't step over. Now, what's crowning this is the Six of Cups. I really like this energy because this is being able to look at the past, approaching something without any restrictions, the higher self. Immediate future, the Seven of Cups. It's interesting, he has a choice to make in the near future. I wonder what that choice will be. The Four of Coins, he's holding back information right now. That's in the here and now. And the King of Swords is in the environment. He is investigating. I don't care what anyone says. He is investigating. He's the eagle seeing the big picture. But you won't necessarily hear about it. He's being inherently very, very, very careful. Very careful. The Ace of Wands in the hopes and fears. Yeah, I think that he's got this. We shouldn't think that he hasn't. What's in the outcome? Defending himself, standing his ground, being able to hold off any of what might come at him. He's going to defend his actions. He's got enough to stand his ground and defend his actions. The Knight of Coins, slow and steady. slow and steady, the slowest moving knight, but also the most reliable. Yeah, he's getting to the truth. He is getting to the truth with the devil card there, working his way around to the inner. Of course, who is at the centre here? We know who that is. One more card. Abuse of power. Okay. He is going to defend you, basically. He's going to do it in a methodical way against abuse of power. 5 of Swords and the Devil. Knight of Coins and the 7 of Wands. He's going to do it carefully. It does help him. It removes the restrictions. The 8 of Coins. He's been working diligently. He is the right person for this job. When he goes, it will be a house of cards. It will just tumble. When he starts to charge, it will be just like a house of cards, and it will come quickly. The 2 of Swords, he's had to make fairly heavy decisions, heavy burdens. He knows there's a crossroads. 2 of Wands, be patient, something coming to fruition in time. And absolutely, with the Wheel of Fortune, absolutely has a rock solid case, and that's why he's making sure he takes his time. Now, I've said this on a number of occasions. I do share your frustration. Sometimes that frustration breaks through, but my readings consistently show my intuition, not just the cards. It's what I feel and perceive when I pull those cards, is that he has not stopped, or never. He's always been investigating this. Show me, has he always been investigating the insurrection? He's sort of been, I'm just seeing someone, yeah, hermit, review, isolation, introspection. The Ace of Swords, the truth, okay? He's deliberately on the lying low, because that's what I saw. Someone behind a wall. You wouldn't even know that they're there. The Ace of Swords, the Hermit card. 7 of Cups, he will throw up that smoke screen, perhaps to get you to think he's not doing that. And the Hanged Man. Of course, while you're looking somewhere else, he's looking at the money with the Ace of Coins, very much looking at the money. And the 8 of Cups, we've got somebody walking away, somebody losing quickly. They better bet on the right horse, because we've got really strong cards. 6 of Wands, Magician, and inevitability. An inevitability with the Judgment card. He's rendering judgment. I guess that would be what he would do as a long-time appeals court judge. He's literally piecing it all together. So, yes, but you're never going to know about it until he hits, and then it will come quickly. Okay. All right, so Justice Thomas, Clarence Thomas, whose wife was helped funded, organised, was involved in getting, I think it was Women for Trump or something stupid like that. Was involved in that rally. So, you know, he voted. I don't think, my intuition doesn't say that she's responsible or played an active part, but I guess in doing what she did, there's a complicity there. Now, Justice Thomas is so concerned that of the fallout from that I think that's what swayed his vote. Let's see. Now, I read in another forum that one judge steps down because of ethical considerations, ethics, something around ethics. Is this what I was picking up? Why did Justice Clarence Thomas dissent and say Trump that these records should not be handed over? I mean, really? He was the only one. Eight others. I didn't see it that way. So something's flowing out. The Two of Swords. Yeah, he's got some kind of pressure on him. Queen of Swords at the bottom and the Ten of Wands. Is that his wife? He's... goodness gracious. And we've got the Seven of Swords, Deceit, and the Devil card. What else is on the top here? Okay, the Page of Cups, Bombshells. Knight of Coins. That's interesting. Knight of Coins. How far does this conspiracy go? And the Three of Wands, foreign type of shores, influence. Let's pull those cards. They were interesting cards. They're suggesting that there's something a little bit more to this than meets the eye. Why did Clarence Thomas dissent in the Trump decision? Why did he dissent? Clarence Thomas, why did he dissent in the Trump decision? Oh, Seven of Swords keeps coming up. King of Swords there. Investigation. And the Six of Coins, because his wife paid and helped. There's also loans and debts there. Who is he in debt to? Two of Wands, be patient. Things coming out in time. Four of Cups. Disappointment in the past. One cup left. Six of Swords, which is crowning this reading. Relocation, moving out of troubled waters. Will he stand down? There's movement there. Page of Wands. We'll get information soon. Judgment and inevitability in the here and now. And the Queen of Coins. There's something around the funding here. Hopes and fears, strength. Can he ride this out? Death, endings. Death and endings are the outcome. And the Three of Coins, clarifying that dark money. There's something around the coins here. King of Cups. We've got a long way to go before this is over. The Three of Cups. Five of Cups, he supported, and the Ace of Coins, the Chariot, because I think I know what's going to happen here. I think it could be the end of his term on the Supreme Court. I think once this is all played out, the questions around his wife's involvement are too much for him to stay on the Supreme Court, and that dissent there is a mark against him. I think that ultimately he will be forced out. Okay, let's one more question because it's 28 minutes. Will Ivanka Trump, she hasn't been subpoenaed yet, only asked, will Ivanka Trump end up, regardless of a subpoena or otherwise, speaking to the January 6th committee? I don't think she will. Queen of Coins. Four of Cups. Disappointment. We'll pull a quick Celtic cross. Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's still an incomplete picture here. Choices. She's got to make choices. Of course, the Two of Cups in the past. Who is she loyal? Contracts, commitments to. The Judgment and inevitability. That's interesting. Is crowning the reading, and the Two of Wands. So I thought she won't, but this would indicate as the outcome card that she will. It's not going to be immediately. They could subpoena her. This is going to be Ten of Wands hard going for her to resist the Knight of Cups. All right. let's keep going. The Hierophant, the government, certainly it's a fear of hers. And the Ace of Wands is the outcome card. So here we go. These meld quite nicely. That be patient. Something that comes to fruition in time. The outcome is yes, she will talk. She won't have a choice. The Nine of Wands. Wounded in battle. Boundaries. The Nine of Cups. You're going to get your wish. And the King of Coins is her father. Double her father. And the Family card along with the Justice card. She's talking to somebody about her father in the end. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you. Oh, before I stop, before I shut off, I just want to say a huge thank you and shout out to those people who have donated to the channel. And you know who you are. And I see them come through. And yeah, look, blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. I see you. All right, thank you again. Bye for now.